Yay Networks.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to Real Talk Kim Podcast. But I have a special guest with me today, which has been showing up quite a bit. My sweet who?
Man, you call me Lo, but you can call me Angelo.
Angelo. Y'all, we are so excited because we got us a new set. Do you love it? Do you love it? Do you love it? We love it. We love it. So this is really the Kim and Angelo show, or Angelo and Kim show. So y'all listen, we are so glad that you are here. We have some chock full, exciting podcasts coming for you this whole month. Today, we're going to be talking about confidants and constituents. How do you know? Like, how do you know when you found the right one? How do you know when you're around the right friends? We're going to be talking about all of that today. We're going to even get into an old question that was asked to us before. We're going to talk about that again today. We're going to talk about some of the comments that we've been getting, and some of them been loving, and some of them you tell a little bit of pettiness in there. We're going to talk about it. We're going to talk about it. But we are so glad that you're here today. What you can do right now is you can go wherever you're watching this from, whether it is from one of the podcast platforms, Spotify, iHeartRadio, from Apple, Android, whatever you're watching it from, or my YouTube channel, Real Talk Kim YouTube channel. Push the subscribe button right now. It's just right there. You can see it. Even while you're watching this, you can push that subscribe button. It is important because it lets you know every time that I post a new podcast. And y'all listen, when I tell you I love y'all so much, the way y'all support, you ain't got to support like that. The way you love us, the way you love me, the way you have loved me, all my guests that I've been bringing on, y'all have been so good to us. And we are just so thankful. Ain't we thankful?
All day
and every day. We are so thankful. And so I want you right now to subscribe. I would also love for you to share this. Share this with someone. I can promise you that someone in your world needs to hear comedy, because y'all know I'm an undercover comedian. Y'all know that. Your comedy, they need to laugh. They need to see that as long as they ain't dead, God ain't done. As long as they're willing to get up one more time, they can make it. This podcast is full of hope. The purpose pushing to the limits. And so make sure that you're sharing this with somebody. Just go right there. For all of you that don't really know how to work social media, it's right around the same area that you will push the subscribe button, and share this with somebody. And while you're at it, leave me a 5-star review. That 5-star review, y'all, it literally helps people that don't know who we are, don't even know Real Talk Kim from anywhere. It helps them realize, what'd you say?
5.
A 5, not a 4.
5.
We want a 5.
You know, 5.
Yes. And let people know that this is a podcast worth subscribing to and listening to. Also, if you are in need of a coach, reach out, go to my website, realtalkkim.com, and make sure that you are subscribing on the website. You can also get in any of my masterminds. I've got a mastermind, which is a one-on-one coaching. It is a commitment of a year, because I need a year with you to help you get free. Or you can even get my RTK Inner Circle. It is a community that I have built with thousands of people that literally, y'all, I get reports all the time from people that just say, this community has saved my life. I'm closer to this community than I am some of my family members. And so it's like-minded people crushing life. You can also get in any of my master classes. I do those about every 3 months, every 2 to 3 months. And you can go to realtalkkim.com and find out how to get in those as well. I've got the easiest website on the planet. Like, I have made it so that you just go to my website and then you find the flyer on the front of my page. Just scroll down, and any question that you would have is right there for you. I also got an app. is a Real Talk Kim Go app. You can go to your Apple store, your store that you get all your apps in, and you can download the app for your phone. And I send out 2 notifications every day. One is telling you to drop your head and pray, because the Bible says that life and death are in the power of your words. And so I am helping you climb out of pits into the palace. All right. So also I got a store. I got RTKstyle.com. Lots of cute clothes. Just dropped a activewear line. You can find out all of that as well. So right now we're about to get into it with my sweet man, and we're going to talk to you, and we're going to have you laughing, crying, healing, and it's going to all happen in 30 minutes. All right. So go get your popcorn, and we will be right back. Subscribe, share. Let's go. Hello, everybody, and welcome back. Listen, we have a great podcast today. What are we talking about?
Man, do I do?
Do I do?
I do, I do.
I do, I do. Hey, were you scared whenever you fell in love with me?
What?
Were you?
I do.
Sing it to us.
Do I do? What?
So, whenever we first met, did you ever dream that we would be saying I do and spending life together?
Yeah, I did.
You did?
I did, because you know what? I thought about it when I first got to Atlanta. I said, I'm just going to probably get married in 90 days and stuff. But I got out here with some weird stuff going on and stuff.
Like what?
You know, people, coming up want to know how's the drinks, how's my muscles, and I wasn't gonna be played and stuff, coming and stuff from Florida and stuff, so that wasn't my thing and stuff.
So when you would go out and start to meet people, did you ever do any apps?
No, I never did any apps.
What?
No, I never did that.
Were you scared of them?
I just wasn't used to it. I'm kind of in this, I'm not I'm born a little bit, in the older days and stuff. We didn't have any apps, anything. So you kind of just want to kind of get out and mingle,
Yeah.
So
where would you go?
I was around. I've been around when, the Daytona, the spring break, and I don't know if you heard of Freaknik.
You're a Freaknik? You're not old.
I brought it. I came up the right way. So we approach people. Hey, how you doing?
I just am so happy because I think that we're giving people in their 50s hope.
Yeah.
That we are proof that you can walk through failed relationships and do the work. Right. And all of a sudden you can meet somebody at a restaurant like we did and fall in love. And I have to say, it's been the easiest year and 4 months that I have ever encountered in my life.
But how was the motivated speaker thing was going on, when I met you?
Y'all, when I met him, he said, he asked me what I did or something. And I said, I'm a motivational speaker, because I didn't want you to be scared away, because I said pastor, because I feel like I'm like out of the box as a pastor. And I didn't want you to judge me off that before you fell in love with me.
No, I wouldn't have judged you at all. I mean, I was probably thinking like, well, she ain't got no robe on, You
were going to Dale Bronner's church?
Yeah, I was going to Bronner's. Yeah.
And so when you met me, it was like, I remember when you first met me, you said, I'm not going to go to church every Sunday. I said, fine. That's cool with me.
Yeah.
And you said, and just let me grow at my own pace. I said, absolutely. I never put any push on you, did I?
Well, first of all, I mean, during COVID, everybody's, it took a while for people to start going back to church, because I was just kind of watching everything on, on the laptop and stuff. And I was able to kind of get relaxed. You can have your breakfast, you can go back and watch everything. So,
and now you're coming to 2 services every Sunday.
Yeah, I was like, man, I'm like, how long I'm gonna be in church?
But now you have just totally found your spot.
Yeah, I was like, how long I'm gonna be?
But now you said it doesn't feel like that long.
No, it don't feel that long. I start counting it on my hands and toes, and I'm like, oh, you got communion after this? No.
So listen, we were talking about this podcast, and we were talking about what's our subject today?
I do.
And comrade and constituents.
And I'm your confidant.
Yeah.
Yeah. You'd be lucky. You'll be lucky to have one, you know, in your lifetime.
I've been married before and everybody knows this. And I can say that when you find the one that God would want for your life, like I don't, do you believe in soulmates?
I do.
I don't.
I believe in that I believe that God sent both of us in that direction for us to meet.
Yeah.
For us to be.
So of course now we're soulmates.
Right. Yeah.
I just don't believe that there's one person for everyone for the rest of your life, because if that's the case, then no. Here, let me explain.
Because I've been to that same restaurants 1,000 times.
You're right.
I've been to that restaurant 1,000 times.
Well, what I'm saying is, I think that when me and my son's father got divorced, if I would have believed that he was the only one out there for me, I would have never tried it again. And the second one did not work either, but it allowed me to realize that there are people out there other than just one person that's going to fit in your life. And I agree.
Right.
We were at the same place twice. And we met at that restaurant the second time.
Right.
And it was probably because I needed to do more work on me.
Right.
So that I could, allow someone in my world the way I've allowed you.
Yeah.
So when we were talking about comrades and constituents, you had a lot to say about that. Explain what the breakdown is for you when people are saying, I don't know if he's the one, or I don't know if she's the one. I don't know. I just feel like I just keep failing at relationships. And sometimes it's because you've got comrades that you've let go of and you put them in your balcony. And then you've got constituents that come in through stuff you need.
Yeah, they just move on when they can't get nothing else out of you.
Constituents are users.
Like, look, text you like, hold on, cash outs. Can you send me $30?
And you don't even know them.
Yeah, and guess what? You don't send that money, right?
Yeah.
They move on.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the only thing they want you for is what you got.
Do you know what? I feel like, Angelo, that for a lot of my life, I had a whole lot of constituents in my life. And whenever I went to a counselor one time, was talking about it, I found out that it was because I had a need to be needed.
Right.
And so I continued to let people in my life, and constituents, a lot of times, they come in the form of something you need. They like study.
Right.
They study you and they're like, this person, I know that she's been saying this a lot on her lives. She needs somebody to come in and do this. And because their heart's not right, they'll come in and look like that they are that comrade.
Right.
And then over time, you realize that when their phone number comes up on your phone, you're like, ugh. Right? You're just, they're starting to be revealed that they are only there for what you can give them. And so I had to break that off of me. I had to break off that, and it hurt, because when I started praying for God to help me heal, I started realizing that the people that you attract in your brokenness disgust you when you're healed.
Right.
But yet I still felt guilty letting them go, not chasing after them, and loving them, having my heart still love them, but not let them sit at my table. Sending them Uber Eats,
right?
But not letting them come back to my table because they revealed their colors.
I mean, I don't feel bad,
We know you don't.
Because first of all, they don't pay you back. And then they don't pay you back, that, and I got a percentage on that $30 too. I need $70 back. I mean, this is a business here. I'm a business. I'm a brand. I can't just loan money and stuff. Did the bank loan you money with no interest?
Yeah.
Okay, then.
Y'all, when I tell you this man he has helped me so much in this area, because he will literally be like, you don't see it? He gets totally Duval.
Right.
Whenever you get my face and you're like, I ain't letting him do that to you. And I'm like, slow down. But this is the first relationship that I have allowed someone to literally shut something down because you saw something I didn't see. And when God brings the right people in your life, they got your back. And so you listen. That's why we were talking about submission before this and how that's such a touchy subject. You know what? Submission, it will help you not be touchy. A lot of times the reason that you have a hard time with it is because you never really felt someone got your heart. And when that person's got your heart and you can fall back and lean into them, that anytime they say anything to you, it's because they got your back. Like they see stuff you don't see. And so that's what you do for me.
Right. It could be somebody right now that's on your podcast now of just say, Billy, well, just need $10 for a loaf of bread and trying to get some gas. And Billy on all these YouTubes out there saying the same thing all the time. I'm like, man, Billy, go to work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Go to work.
Go to work, you know?
So you're a comrade.
Yeah.
Am I your comrade?
You're my confidant. You're my confidant.
So we went and broke it down, y'all.
You're my confidant.
We broke down what a comrade and a confidant constituent is.
Right.
And a comrade is someone that will ride with you as long as you can produce something. Right? Something that is helping them. They leave as soon as something better comes available.
Right. And they're similar the same.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What is?
It's similar to saying the comrade and the constituent, but a confidant
it's not the same.
I mean, but the confidant is always going to be there. They're never
right. That's a constituent.
No, you have a you have a what you have.
Is this your Duval? This is your Duval. You're like, no, they the same.
Yeah.
Yes. And so a constituent is someone that what?
Just like you say.
Y'all.
But I'm your
You're my confidant.
I'm your confidant.
How did you get rid of the people in your life? Because we have found, since we've been dating, we have found that even some people that were very, very close to us, they got jealous. And they pulled back. And in the first few months of dating, that hurt your feelings a little bit. And that hurt my feelings a little bit, that we've been there for you for all this time. And then all of a sudden, when you see us happy and in love, you getting a little salty.
I mean, it really didn't hurt my feelings. It was hurting my ears just listening to them all the time, talking about the same old thing, that their boss and their job, and they going to another job, and they looking out of the window. All they got to do is look in the mirror. It's them.
You know what I found out a lot about you too is I found out that one of the things that made me fall in love with you was it made me trust you. Was that you have friends for 20 years, and they're all younger. Yeah. Like you've got these guys that were in NFL and you were there supporting and being a dad and an uncle to them that are still in your life to this day that listen to you. So when you got people that are close to you that call you all the time wanting information from you and they don't listen to you, you got to stop giving those people all your airtime.
You ever try to give, when you have someone, just say the same age, if you grow up together, you're not going to change their mind because they are old haters. Now, the young haters, you can change their mind and show them. I can show you a couple of things before you get to my age.
Yeah.
That how your life can be better. Because when you're in your 20s, you think you got it all figured out.
Yeah. And
believe me, I was 19 years old and had this flashy car and stuff, this Mercedes. and you couldn't tell me nothing. Dog, illegal tinted windows. Every time I crank that car up and go somewhere, I'm getting a ticket. Speeding ticket, tint on the windows. I mean, my speeding record was up there like I had a book. I could write a book. And I was labeled as an SR22 driver. If you don't know what that means, you have to keep that. You have to keep that insurance for 3 years. So you just figure.
Costs more than your car.
Oh, gosh. It costs more than the car note. And I'm talking about in the early 90s of me paying $400 for insurance. Yeah. I was like, man. And my mom said, get rid of that car. I was like, Mom, I can't get rid of this car. Man, it's only a couple people in the world that drive this. Luther Campbell and me.
Yeah.
Yeah. Can't get rid of it. So I'm like, no. But, I had to learn a lesson at a young age. So somebody older, they doing Afterpay. They still going to buy here, pay here.
At our age.
Yeah, at our age, So, it's hard. It's hard to try to teach someone and tell somebody something that of your age.
I think that's what we've done in the last year. and a half with you and I is we've allowed ourselves to stop pouring into people that like being sick. We focused more on us. I shut down my life at a certain time so that we can develop relationship together. And when you really got healthy interaction with people in your life, you don't handle that kind of stuff very easily. And so for all of you watching today that you feel like you're in that place where maybe you're in isolation. Right. Maybe you're in a place where you're falling in love and you're scared to death because you've had 3 divorces. Maybe you never had a great solid man other than your father that showed you how to be protected. And now I don't know if this is the one, Kim. I don't know if I should trust my heart with this person. For starters, what do you got to lose? Like, allow yourself to fall in love. Allow yourself to take a list. Right. This is what we did. We took a list out because we communicate about everything. We took a list out and we put on what's the pros and the cons of each other. And it was the only thing that we were afraid of was mixing our worlds. Like I had only been with a preacher. I had only been with someone that was competing with me. I never dreamed in a million years that thinking outside my box of allowing myself to fall in love with someone that cares for me. He ain't here to come take my platform at church. He ain't trying to learn how to preach. In fact, I asked him to pray the other night and he just sat there and went, psh, 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 and I looked over at him. He said, "Oop, my mic is dead." When we got off the live, he said, "Why would you ask me to pray when you the preacher?" Because I have a propensity to want to pull people into my world to make them feel included from my past. And so I realized that I had to heal so I didn't make this man become an imposter, like putting stuff on him that wasn't his lane. And so I dare you to, if you've got somebody good in your life, I mean, even if it's somebody that you're like, man, they don't fit everything. Like I wanted a 6-pack or I wanted somebody that was in ministry that could pray over me. Or maybe it's somebody that I didn't want him to have kids and he's got kids. I dare you to allow yourself to stop overthinking, pray over yourself and say, God, don't let me miss a blessing because I'm so busy bleeding on someone that didn't cut me. And allow yourself. Here's what I always say.
I don't want all those people at my church. And when I do start preaching, I'm over. I don't want, there's certain people I want in my church.
Who? You're going to be picky and choosy?
Yeah.
Oh, you're going to have
I need to look at their resume.
That's called a business.
Yeah, I need to look at their resume. Like, if you've been to 5 churches in 5 years, I'm like, put them over there. You know, they ain't gonna be in the balcony with me.
He don't believe in the balcony.
No, I don't believe in it.
He like kick them off.
Yeah.
He said kick them all the way off.
Because in the balcony, they can still try to come back up there and get a seat in the second row if somebody's not there.
Which was my problem. I always let these people back in.
Yeah.
And so as we are wrapping up this segment before we go to a break, I want you to tell a man that is watching, because we have a lot of men viewers on here that are, man, they are scared. They're scared because they are maybe in their 50s and they've gotten settled and they've got peace. What is the most important value in a man? What do you want more than anything when it comes to a relationship?
You got to have peace and you know, you got to have peace in your life. And hopefully she go cook you some salmon croquettes and you can come to church in the morning. So it ain't that hard.
I can't cook salmon croquettes.
Well, man, you cook a great omelet.
I sure do.
You cook a great omelet. And
you cook good salmon croquettes.
And that's something that we kind of give and take a little bit. As you know, as you can see, so it's very easy to please a man.
It really is. It's just respect and honor and love. And I think it's the same way for women.
Right.
When we feel heard and we feel respected. I think the key for that man that I asked you to answer that question, that is on the limb about putting his heart back out there again, what would you tell him?
He's putting his heart back out.
To fall in love.
Fall in love?
Yeah. What would you tell him? He's scared to death.
Scared, man. I mean, stay away from certain apps. First of all. And I think just be yourself. You know, be yourself.
And you know what else?
Put your heart, you know, guard your heart, but still be yourself. And it's all about finding the right person, because how will we know we have the right person if you can't be yourself? A lot of times you're trying to be someone else on social media or something like that. So basically, you got to just be yourself, be fun, be goofy or whatever. This is you. Everybody act like they this cool, breezy guy and stuff. And then when you really get to know this man, you're like, man, this guy is like cool. He's down to earth. And that's really what someone really want. You don't want some guy that think he's Burt Reynolds and stuff all the time and stuff,
You are totally aging yourself right now.
I know. one of my favorite movie stars from he's a Florida State guy. So I know. We call him, good.
Just be yourself.
Just be yourself.
Just be yourself. And here's something else I'm going to tell you. You got to get out of the house. Like you cannot, they ain't going to break in your house to get you. They're not going to break in your house to get you. And when you allow yourself to realize that anything that is behind you, rejection was God's protection, and you don't listen to the noise of what they're saying about you, and you put yourself out there, listen. And
what if they just come to Limitless Church?
Come on, plug, baby.
And that's all you got to do.
Plug, baby.
All you got to do.
We got some good looking men and women out there.
Put on some tennis shoes, put on something, just come on in the door.
Yeah.
What time the first service?
10.
Okay.
And 11:30.
That's all you got to do.
And you can even view online because we have a global camp that you can be online. We have services every Sunday, 10 and 11:30. And you can watch it right on my YouTube channel, Real Talk Kim. So listen, we're about to go to a break. And when we come back, I want us to close out with this. So we came into our relationship with kids. Both of us got kids.
Oh, yo, I hate kids.
Y'all, people say all the time, y'all will have great kids. We wait for grandbabies. We are not going to have kids. Did you know that someone texted me yesterday and said, this show that's been talking about us wants to know if y'all are planning on having kids? I said, they don't understand that we are in our 50s and the shop is closed.
Right.
But when we come back, we're going to answer this question because there's so many single moms and dads that follow me. And they've watched our story unfold. I want you to so beautifully, the night you proposed to me on New Year's Eve, the thing you said to my sons was so beautiful.
Right.
And I think a lot of times we walk in overthinking. And so when we come back, I want you to we're going to give y'all the free scoop on how to fall in line and not overthink this new season that you're walking into. We will be right back. Hello, everybody, and welcome back. So, y'all, we got 5 minutes left, and we were sitting here laughing during the commercial because what happened?
About
you said that I asked you a question that I answered.
Yeah. Most people always get a chance to interview each other, but I mean, I'm doing all the, you're putting everything on me, so they think I really don't get it. I'm
really proud of you, though, because you've totally come out of your shell. But here's one of the things that we get said all the time on our podcast. They keep saying that, let him finish.
Yeah. Let me finish. Yeah.
I can be obnoxious. You know what I think it is? I think it's that I get so nervous that I want to make sure that you're not uncomfortable, that I want to help. And I help too much.
I think what it is probably because you do this every day.
Yeah.
And you're a great leader.
Oh, thank you.
You got to praise in the morning at 8 o'clock. You're doing a lot of interviews and everything. And your mind just like steady going and stuff. Me, I'm just kind of like this.
It was so sweet, y'all, the other day.
Sail on down the road. Like, I'm like a Lionel Richie, just smooth as I can be.
They ain't no quick bone in his body. I'm going to tell y'all that right now. There is no quick bone in his body. But that's why I love him. He keeps me calm. I asked him one Sunday to stand up so that everybody could see his outfit that I made for him. It took him literally 5 minutes to get up off that chair.
Muscle spasm.
So we're going to end this today with talking about the day you proposed to me, which was on New Year's Eve.
New Year's Eve.
It was so beautiful because you were actually going to do it during the New Year's Eve service.
Oh, yeah. It was going to be streaming and everything. You know, the whole world was going to be able to see it. And I was like, man, hold on. I thought about it on the way when we was driving. I was like, man, why does it feel like my temperature? I had to check my blood pressure and everything. I was getting hot. And you're like, oh, we can do it up there on the platform. Uh-huh. I'm in front of everybody.
Because we'd really talked about like, we're getting engaged on this day. And I love it that you said, no, this isn't comfortable for me. And this ain't comfortable for Morgan and Lincoln. Yeah. And my kids aren't here. And so you took it. As soon as I came off the platform, you were down on your knee in the office. But what I wanted it closed this broadcast out with, is we've been talking about comrades and constituents, which means people that are attached to you and not assigned to you, and how when you know that someone is sent by God, they bring breakthrough to your life. Like really, y'all work through stuff because you love each other and because you got each other's best interest. Right. But how did you and I mean, we're both being very intentional with our kids. Now, our kids are all grown. Right. I got Lincoln Presley, which is 28, and I got Morgan, which is 30. They both have beautiful girls. We've got Alexis and your son. And how old's your son?
26.
And he's Angelo too, but he goes by a different name. Yeah. And then we've got Alexis, which is how old?
Yeah.
Every time I say Alexis, it comes
up.
How old is she?
Alexis in her 30s.
Yeah. And so we have been very intentional about making sure that they don't feel like we're trying to come in and take spots of their father or their mother. And so when you got down on your knee, what did you say that night?
Well, you know, a lot of people always address, parents as step parents and stepdad, and I don't come across looking like somebody pops. Pops will sound old. You know what I'm saying? I'm looking too good to be a pops. That sounds like a Sanford or son, pops. So I'm forever young. So basically, just kind of they're saying that I'm not replacing a dad. I'm a friend.
Yeah.
And I think that's where...
And he said that night, and that was so amazing.
I think most family have to look at that, because when you're doing stuff, you do stuff as a family. You don't say, well, you want to do a step dinner, a stepdad dinner?
Yeah. You just love them.
Yeah.
So
you want to go to a stepdad baseball game at the Braves? They're having a stepdad. Or they have a family
I really
day.
do believe that age matters too. If you're in a relationship and y'all are merging with little kids, it does matter. It's going to be different. Our kids are all grown, but you just let those kids fall in love at the pace they need to fall in love with. Remember that when you got divorced from their parent, they got divorced as well.
What if they're young? Because we got a lot of young people getting married out here now. So even if you're young, I mean, you still have to go into that role, whether you're the man or woman. You're still supposed to go in that role because you're in that house with the kids. So if you're that father, you're still playing that father inside that house. They know who their dad is. Yeah. They know who their mom is.
Yeah.
But your role is inside that house. You're the man of that house. That's your role.
And you love them so much so that they can trust you.
Right.
And I think that we've done a really good job at that. And so I pray that this podcast has, maybe you didn't maybe you're not walking through anything we talked about, but I just feel that somebody watching today, you are struggling with letting go of a season. You're struggling with, I've got this person that every time they need me, I'm there. But every single time I need them, they're nowhere to be found. And you are struggling with the fact that y'all have just grown in different spaces, and it's okay for you to allow yourself to welcome new friends, and it's also okay for you to let no be a complete sentence in this season. Right. And I just feel like that the reason I've brought Angelo on these podcasts with me so often is because I know what a hope story we are.
I can make it make sense too.
Yeah.
Like the last month.
Yeah.
I can make it make sense.
And so listen, I pray that today blessed you and that you got some answers that you're going to allow yourself to get out of your box. You're going to allow yourself to open your heart, that you are going to allow yourself to get out get your clothes on, get your makeup on, fix your hair, right? Go sit in a place and be warm, and at the possibility of God bringing your great spouse or boyfriend or girlfriend into the picture. And also maybe it's you that is this close from running them off because you are bleeding on someone that didn't cut you. And forgive yourself for that. I had to forgive myself for bringing some baggage into this relationship, because sometimes you don't realize you still got to fix some stuff until you get in a new relationship. Forgive yourself, pick up the pieces. Communication kills assumption, and let go of the moochers, the people that are attached to you and not assigned to you in this season. And maybe you got to walk alone for a second. That's okay. But know this, that nothing in your past is greater than what's coming.
We need the 5 stars.
Yep.
And also I need them to subscribe.
Yes.
Yeah,
he spoke.
Yeah.
The man spoke.
Yeah, I do.
We need you to subscribe, and we need you to leave us some star rating. And thank you for joining us. Thank you for joining us on our little powwow. We did it. We did it. Wow. We love you guys. We'll see you next week.
Yay Networks.